Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. Welcome to our first weekly race back on SpeedGaming Live in a couple of months. I'm Caleb. I'm joined in the booth by Shadow's relative newcomer to the community. Nice to hang out with you, dude. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's been a good day. Looking forward to some pretty good races.
Yeah, this should be... We're going to have a treat with the runners that we have on stream. We got 4 of the best in the community right now. We got Thunderclaw, Lord Fizzlebeast, Spellzap, and Burt Reynolds. All going to put on a clinic and show us what can be done with these Duckling Boot Camp flags. And speaking of shitouts, we have a fellow Duckling in the tracking booth, joined by Danny383. We have Deadpulse tracking the action behind the scenes.
So we got a new tracker and a new commentator.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Great.
So, quick rundown of these flags. They are super fast. We're going to be seeing times in like the 50-minute mark probably from Thundercloud and Burt Reynolds and Spellzap. And Spellzap, you can see memeing it up with a Thief White Mage running his the CC Spellzap special party.
Should be exciting.
So we're looking at no loose items, no Fiend Dungeon incentivized, we have Canaria locked, no gear in the pool because all the gear's in the shops. We have elite gear available for purchase, which means we could find mosses, we could find ribbons, we could find defense swords in the shops. There is no extended open progression, just that early open path from Canaria to Dwarf Cave and the river systems connected by ice and volcano. We have little bitty baby percents. We have 80 to 150% bosses, 50 to 200% enemies, and a 0.6.7 encounter rate. So we're going to be getting a lot of overworld or a lot of dungeon encounters. We got blurst gear, no black belts allowed, and we got a little mage preference here. So red mage max MP will be capped at 4 charges per spell level, white and black mages capped at 6 charges per spell level, and knight and ninja, should they promote, will only be able to get 2 charges per level. So definitely favoring the full white and black casters over those.
A lot of melee.
Yeah, and another fun thing, I think this might be the first time we see it on stream, we have a new flag called Shop Information. So when you see our runners go into weapon shops and you see them go into spell shops, you'll see their light warriors go into victory dances if they can equip it or learn that spell. It's very cool, very new feature that Wildham, one of our most active developers in recent memory, has come up with, and it's remarkable.
Yeah, I find it extremely useful as a new player. I mean, I'm familiar with the game from a long time ago, but it's impossible to memorize all those equipment lists early on, I guess. I am interested to see, though, that we have a lot of red mages, despite the restrictions on them.
Yeah,
we'll see how well that works out for our players.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, especially with Burt Reynolds running the double red down there on the bottom. Now So you say it's kind of hard to keep all those gear permissions in your head, and like I've been running this game for about a year and a half now, and I've been playing Final Fantasy 1 off and on my whole life. You know, it's one of my favorite games going back to my childhood. But today I learned the black belt can equip wooden armor because of shop information. I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah, and that is, I believe, the only armor, other than, of course, the bracelets, that he can equip.
Yep, it's like cloth, wood, or bracelets.
It is kind of a funny image to think of him running around in that wooden armor.
He's dressed up like a table. Alright, we got the gate drops on Race Time GG, and in about 10 seconds we're going to see our runners hit the ground running, ironically, and we're going to see what's going on. And you can see on Thunderclaw's screen, he's got those awesome duck sprites.
Yeah.
Those were made by a relative new member of the community, another duckling named, I think it's Ken Brightblade?
Ken Brightblade. Excuse me. Yeah. Ken Brightblade it is. Fantastic work on those. I can't wait to see him in action.
Some of the sprite artists that we have in this community do really, really good work.
Well, and I just find it amazing what they can do with such limited resources.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And the gate is dropped. Just waiting to see when we're going. Oh, and like I like that Burt Reynolds, we even had a little countdown timer on his. So I guess when that gets down to 0, we'll see them all start running. All right, here we go. Off and running into Canary. Checking weapon shops. We got a really expensive Bane sword. I saw Life 2, Harm 4.
Heal 3 as well.
Fast and Saber.
Fast and Saber at 1.
Yeah, so
getting those red mages rewarded.
So we see some of our runners picking up stun. That's gonna be that's a good spell there. That's a power word stun, so the same threshold for Quad X. If an enemy has fewer than 300 HP, they will be stunned and paralyzed. So Garland susceptible to stun. So if we can stun them,
good safety choice for sure.
Yep, we can just beat them up. And
the weapon choice, I have to say, in Canaria, they're not that great.
No, not at all. And Spells App making the king play, gonna run up, talk to the King Steve of Canaria, and he's gonna get that ship. And I wonder if we're gonna see him head off to Provoca, maybe kill some imps and get some levels so he can get level 2 magic. Or we're gonna go up.
Yeah,
see what's in the shops. So
Thunder and Fizzle already checking the chests in tote. See what they get.
Yep, and something on that imp script just wiped out Spells App. So looks like just money here in Temple of Fiends, which isn't bad when you got it when all the elite gear's in the shops. Like you want money.
I have noticed running these flags that you do have some issues getting the money that you would like to have early on.
All right, so Lord Fizzlebeef fasting and sabering. Fade the red mage. Are we gonna go red mage punch strats? We're gonna fast the fighter's fists. It's Garland boxing time. And Thunderclaw doing the same sort of strategy here. And Garland knocks down hit, so trying to live up to his promise. Yeah. He did say he's gonna knock them all down. But Red Mage hits him with the Haymaker.
That Saber is pretty strong this early.
Yeah. And there's the ship. And what's the princess got for us? Key.
Yeah.
So key's important. That'll get us that Canaria locked box.
Nice to not have to come back here.
So what is it you're looking? What's on your Christmas wish list for this Canaria locked box, Shithouse? What do you want to see here?
Well, we've got ship. I mean, we could just open up the whole world with Canal, but
yeah,
maybe it would be nice to keep
let's go slab bottle. I was saying slab or bottle. Just here you go. Here's the thing you can't use.
Yep.
So the mystery continues. As
but we do have access to quite a couple of locations now still, so we'll see what happens with pirates, and who knows, maybe we'll see Marsh early rather than later.
We'll likely see Marsh just because it is an incentive location, so that crown box will get checked unless I think if Bicky gives us the canoe, then we may see some runners go right for Crescent Lake and hope for the Wombo Combo Dream of the Sage Floater. But more than likely, unless Bicky doesn't have that canoe, we're going to see Marsh next.
Interesting. Spells Up heading south first.
There's a lot of magic here to check in another weapon armor shop. There's a katana and a small dagger +7 for 1 gold. That thing will put in some work.
Pretty decent weapon.
There's level 3 nuke. So Thundercloud and Fizzle, the only runners bringing black mages, will get 6 nuke charges, where Burt Reynolds will get 8 across the 2 red mages. I guess that's one way to look at that double red mages.
Yeah, it's almost one. It's almost one good mage. Too bad the XP split, but
alright, Fizzle.
Fire 3 at level 2 black magic, not bad.
Yeah, that's what you need. That'll get these get that confidence building. These are the confidence building flag sets. You know, and there's Power Gauntlet for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was +6 Power Bonk too.
Mm-hmm. That's quite a piece of armor. And
Hey.
the price on it was not that bad, about 6,500.
And Christmas, you called it, Shadow's the Canal on Bicky. Gold bracelets +4. That's
pricey.
That's
He's buying those soon, but very nice once they can.
Yeah, the gear rolled up here, and it looks like level 2. I think the only white magic I saw of value was Cure 3. At this level, Cure 3 is basically Cure 4.
Mm-hmm. I will say, I mean, these prices, a lot of them are very high. What was the price flag on this? 33 to 300 or something like that? So I was interested to see how that turned out.
Yep, that is correct. 30 to 330%. So
yeah, very wide, big variance there. So you can get lucky like that Power Bonk, but
there's Spell Zap's Garland Kill. So I guess that's why we went to Elfland to check out weapons. And he found that $1. He found the Dollar General Silver Dagger.
Interestingly, he'll probably end up upgrading if he checks the weapon shop in Provoca, because they've got that +7 large dagger.
It's that scene of Pulp Fiction. Bruce Willis picking up different items behind the counter of the pawn shop. It's like, I got this little knife. Oh, then there's this big knife. And then we did see the katana available too, which we know is the ultimate upgrade for the Bruce Willis character in Pulp Fiction. So.
Indeed. Indeed. And a nice price on that. That rolled pretty low, so 1,100 on the katana. Or 11,000.
Yeah. Alright, Thundercloud checking key locked here in Elfland. And there's a ribbon -3, so we might find them in the shops, but it's always good to get a free one because we don't know how expensive those ribbons will be.
Indeed.
If they're for sale.
You definitely see them rolling max.
Yeah, it's funny. There was the small knife. Well, I guess small knife and katana were both in Elfland, but I was wondering what could be in Malmond.
I'm sure Fizzle was pretty happy to see that Power Bonk and Dragon Armor, even if he couldn't afford them quite yet.
Oh, there he is in chat. Ken Brightblade, the artist behind Thundercloud's Duck Sprites.
Indeed. Big props there. They look great. Thanks again for that.
That Buckler +5 is pretty good too, especially for Spellzap's party. Any absorb you can get on that thief, because that thief has to, for the time being, needs to be tank and melee DPS. And Fizzle, like a boulder rolling downhill, is already into Marsh Middle.
As predicted, Spellzap did pick up the large dagger +7.
Upgrade? Alright. Making good work out of it. I don't know if we had a run on this encounter table or Fizzle's just hit found a good hero run in the table, but already in a marsh bottom and hasn't seen much anything. Running very clean right now, and here comes Thunder.
Pretty tame.
And there's
another ribbon. Wow.
Whoa. So 2 ribbons, and want to point out that this is not randomized treasures. There are only 3 ribbons in the game. And to find 2 right off the bat here, Marsh and Elfland locked is pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm playing this seed, I'm definitely not opening anything I don't need to at this point, which is basically only the incentive chests. I suppose if you really want money.
And Bert making the play, gonna go to Crescent Lake as Fizzle gets the canoe here. So, a comment from Reese hanging out in chat. He would have stopped opening boxes after the first. Well, Thundercloud found the one in the Elfland Armory. Fizzle found the one in Marsh. So, it'll be interesting to see if Thunder checks these other Marsh rooms. Alright.
It doesn't look like it. He is opening nothing.
Oh, no, he's going to get that ribbon, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's getting both.
Yep, so that first room that he walked right past, that's a linked box to that right box in that room that he just walked out of, the 1870 gold.
Indeed.
So.
Interestingly, also linked a third time in the bottom right room of Marsh.
And Fizzle took a wipe, so looked like something with stone and just some nastiness blew him up, and he's coming back in, so minor setback for Lord Fizzlebeef.
At least he knows what he's looking for this time. Thunder's almost out already.
I like that little like head bob on that duck when it's walking sideways. I'm digging it. Just kind of like tick, 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 tick. Alright, Fizzle back into it. Spell Zap. Also sailing for Crescent Lake.
Yep, there we go. Bert's finally killed that peed.
Fizzle got his ribbon. I like this. We have 2 runners on the top half of the screen in the same area, 2 runners on the bottom half of the screen in the same area.
High fives all around.
And there's our shop item for sale in Crescent Lake. 8,100 gold will buy you a cube.
And there's the ribbon as well.
So, don't gotta... And it wasn't expensive either, so... There's not even the strategy of like selling the ribbon, hopefully for startup money. It's only 8,100 gold.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I wonder if Spellzap's going to decide to pick up that Zeus Gauntlet, and she does indeed pick up that Zeus Gauntlet to make up for the lack of black magic.
Yeah, that'll definitely help as Bert gets the ruby from the sages. So that will open up the incentivized Titan's Trove as well as the main NPC Sarda. So 2 key items there from the ruby. Makes the ruby pretty important to find. Now, if it's something like Oxyale and Chime, or some derivative thereof with fetches to get us those items, that's gonna or even like a tail, like anything that's not a floater is gonna feel bad.
Probably.
Because we got the canoe, and now the floater can only be in so many places. It can be behind the ruby, whether it's Titans or Sarda. It can be in the Temple of Ordeals, or it can be
in ice,
in this vanilla location. And there's Masa for sale. Masa -1, and you can see Burt Reynolds on Burt Reynolds' screen. Excellent use of that shop information. Everybody throwing their hands up for the swords they can swing.
I was also interested to see if any of these runners particularly ended up looking at any of the Blurst stats, because of course, you know, you can press select on any item to look at its attack, power, hit, and crit in weapon shops at least.
Yeah, that's a good point. So something else, with the shop information flag, if you push select while you're highlighted on an item, it'll show you the stats, so you can compare 2 items directly.
Super useful with Blurst weapons before you really get a feel for what's strong and weak.
And it's one of those things where it's like, having played this game for as long as I have, it's like I think I know, like I have like a good idea of like where the different swords, like where they break out. Like Ice Sword's basically like the best sword that's not a Sun Sword and above, you know. But like, is a dragon +1 better or worse than a giant +1? Like,
Indeed.
let me hit select and find out. You know,
the ones that keep me up at night.
those middle swords.
Yeah. Well, and when that's the only thing that's available, it's really it's useful to have that information. More information is always going to make you play better. So. Oh
yeah, and Spell Zap showing why he's a spring tournament champion. Already into the Titan's Trove, hunting down these incentives. And you gotta pop out the north side, or the west side, drop a cabin, come back in.
Making use of that Zeus Gauntlet.
And speaking of the ducklings, while we have 4 like experienced runners running right now, these are duckling boot camp flags. We are in the early stages of our duckling boot camp, which will culminate in a 4-week duckling derby. So it's not too late to sign up and get in on the action. I don't think the sign up sheets have gone out yet, but you can come be a part of this event. All you got to do is just be new to the community and have a desire to race and learn these flags. And Tigers with Blaze. Rip.
That sounds fun. Cheesinator asking in chat, did none of the ducklings want to be restreamed on the stream tonight? I wasn't around beforehand, so I'm not sure.
So that's Cheesinator brings up a good point. We have a big turnout tonight for this race. So off stream, we have Davis, DVS, Jay Scheidel, Chanigan, Fryteeth, Jat, Rubes, 000, Sir Link a lot, all running. So a lot of veterans. There's a couple new faces in there, but when I put the call out for volunteers, none of the ducks, Chanigan or I guess Chanigan and Jay Scheidel's kind of like that. He was in the part of the last duck derby, but self-admitted that he's probably gonna drop the duckling role after this cycle. So a lot of vets showed up. Fryteeth is a duck. Fryteeth surprised me as a duck because Fryteeth is super good. I didn't think Fryteeth was a duck because he was putting on a clinic in the fall league in some races. So yeah, I guess it just goes to show you there's the loot in the herb from the Ruby turn-ins. Just goes to show you how quickly you can go from casual, like viewer, spectator, to running and being competitive just by nature of the duckling program that Gregory Puff has been running for the past year or so, and he's just done a great job.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I mean, the community here is fantastic. I think that I've actually only been a part of the Discord now for probably about a month, and started watching some of the YouTube VODs of Spring Tournament maybe a couple weeks before that. I just think it's amazing how accepting everybody's been and really supportive and helpful, and feel like I've already come quite a long way in my game too.
That's awesome, dude. Well, we're happy to have you because we've all been there. We've all been on the couch watching the YouTube VODs and, interested, want to get our feet wet, become ducks, and it's really remarkable. So Thundercloud getting his people cleaning up some checks. It looks like the herb is going to be the turn in to make, and Spellzap running the 2-man, going to be the first to get there.
Quite impressive.
Yeah, Spellzap is super good at this game. I mean, not to take anything away from anyone else. Looks like Bert's working a giant grind down there outside Crescent Lake, manipulating the encounter table to get that giant fight. It's going to get him good money. Oh no, he's not working a grind. It's just every time I look down at his screen, he's fighting giants. So sorry, Bert. I thought you were grinding. I know Bert. He was joking around in the race room that he was going to go to pop and grind to 50 and. But yeah, so when I saw, like, every time I felt like I glanced down,
I did see at least 2, maybe 3 different fights where it was a solo giant there.
Yeah. All right, what's the herb gonna get us? Floater. There it is. So Spellzap gonna be our first runner in the air here, probably in about 45 seconds. But first, he's gonna get his free ribbon. So that's pretty neat. Congratulations, Spellzap. You got a free ribbon.
Useful. Did Spellzap do Marsh yet? No, I don't think so, right?
No. Because Marsh was the item that I'm looking for in the tracker notes. It was the canoe.
It was the canoe, right.
Okay, so he's not going to be in the air right away. So.
Well, wait, our tracker has him having the canoe, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Danny in the notes is letting us know that he is not done Marsh. So.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff. Like
it's a lot to
going
keep
on.
track of as a commentator, and I'm doing the best I can. Hopefully.
Oh, you're good. You are good. And Deadpulse, we appreciate you behind the scenes clicking the buttons.
Indeed. Big thanks to our trackers.
All right, Thunder first in the air here at the 20-minute mark. Immediately going to go throw that bottle in the lake and see what the fairy's got. Level 7 Bane. Not even check the white magic because the red mages can't learn the level 7 white.
Indeed.
Here, they can learn the top slot in level 7 white in Onrak. They can learn top slot level 7 black here in Gaia. I remember that because it's opposite of the rhyme scheme. I want Onrak to be able to learn the black magic, but it's the opposite.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. But that's a good way to memorize it anyway.
Alright. Fizzle's going to get his floater.
And Bert is just a bit behind him.
Pretty linear progression here.
Bottle.
That's pretty good.
Yep. It's
And
a lot of travel, but still useful.
Fizzle got his second ribbon, and Spellzap gets his second ribbon, so that's a payday for Spellzap right there. Running the 2-man, he's got all the ribbons he'll ever need.
Yeah, I'm sure he's very happy about having that and knowing where the katana is already.
Free seed is free. Yeah, it almost looks like every runner is going to get that second ribbon because Burt Reynolds picks up his.
Thunder heading over to Ordeals.
Not before the Ochos throw out some cremate, though. Fizzle grabs a bonk. Burt gets a floater. And I like the Ordeals play. Ordeals, it's a quick dungeon. We have decent magic with that Fire 3. You know, Fire 3 and Nuke will get us through Ordeals.
Definitely. I would be willing to do an Ordeals dive at this point. Like that pillar maze teleporting himself back into the same exact room.
That's when the pillars are kind. It's when you have like a 4-pillar like a 4-pillar into like several 50/50s. So you have all like the long hallways, which is like single pillars. Oh, that's the worst sort of Ordeals. Or you get the vanilla Ordeals, like somebody gave you flags and you just glanced over that and missed that pillars were vanilla.
Like I did literally 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll get you. It'll get you once every time. It's the same thing when you played enough procedurally generated waterfall that you walk into a vanilla waterfall and you're like, wow, this waterfall looks crazy. It's like I wonder where it is.
The top right.
I do it all. I don't do it all the time, but I did it once, and it was just like this waterfall. This is like the best procedurally generated waterfall I've ever had. And then I was like, oh, this is vanilla. I'm a fool.
The first procedurally generated waterfall I ever made was surprisingly had its robot room just one screen to the left.
That's awesome. And Fizzle finds the crown turns into the Oxyale, so that's a nice required item. As right around the same time, Thunder gets through the pillar maze.
So what are we still missing, mostly? Rod and chime?
That's the end of our puzzle, is the rod and the chime. Now, the tail's still out there. We got to find a lot of fetch items. We still got to get the crystal, the adamant, the slab.
Indeed.
But, yeah. Yeah, so
that Oxy, though, makes Waterfall and Sea a pretty strong play. If they feel like they have the levels or resources for Kraken.
Sea's a little risky because I don't think we have the cheeky low-level Brack to really get through it. And right, we had Harm 4 also at level 1. I didn't have my spell list scroll all the way up. So yeah, Ordeal's really nice to come to. And Fizzle finds some eyes. Wonder how long we're going to grind here, Fizzle.
I might stay a while, that's for sure. I like to try to get my grind in as early as I can, personally.
Yeah, early grinds can be really effective, especially if you've already done a lot of key item checks and you've got that 5%, like a lot of those 5% bumps.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make sure you've done your fetch quests.
Ooh, Vanilla Tail for Thunder, which isn't the worst, but we know that we can skip ordeals if we want to.
If we want to, yeah. I feel like Spell Zap and Bert might... Well, Bert's got the fighter, I suppose. But I feel like Spell Zap definitely wants to promote.
Well, we did find that Masa, so... And Bert gets his second
pie,
level.
I suppose.
Yeah. So that's actually...
I forget what the blessing on the katana was.
It was a standard katana.
Standard katana. So,
which is still pretty good.
Pretty good.
And if Spellzap needed more reason to promote, he just found Ice Armor +4, which is pretty good for that ninja. And Thunder's promoting, so not even gonna waste any time as Fizzles and Ice. So nice route divergence here from everyone. Like Spellzap, Thunder both in Cardia, but one's with the tail and one's just opening boxes. So,
which I find a little surprising, actually.
So the Thief
ribbons already.
Yeah, the Thief White Mage is going to need probably a little bit more item magic support. Like maybe we're looking to find a good amount of money to get access to some stuff in the shop. So we want to get like defense swords, those Masas, for instance.
True.
Yeah, takes a little bit more work to come online, the Thief White Mage, but if anybody's proven its effectiveness, it's Spellzap and Crab Cakes. Like, they run this party all the time and frequently best veteran runners and with standard parties. So it's kind of a treat to watch Spellzap work his magic.
Well, I will keep my eyes on it and hope to see something amazing.
You'll see. I mean, just the fact that they're 27 minutes in and he's doing
pretty
the same
much
checks that are...
Yeah.
But Fizzle into the Ice Cave. We're almost at the incentive box. And the Cat Claw +7. Yes, that's...
So many Cat Claws +7.
Cat Claw +7. I might need... Where's one of our number crunchers in chat? Cheesenator, what's better? I know it's going to be the Masa -1, but talk to me about the difference between Masa -1 and Cat Claw +7. Because Thundercloud, I feel like he just equips some blenders to his hands. He's just going to go around and just windmill everything. And Spellzap's he's going to find the eyes if he checks the tiles here.
I like it. Thunder's gone full 4 on Cat Claws. Everybody wearing one.
Alright, Thunder is going to go into Volcano. Bert's got his crown, which will turn into the Oxyale. Fizzles through the drop down, so we're halfway there. I thought that Frosty was a different tile. It was just a free fight. Mm-hmm.
Cobra's on the trap tile in ice. Nothing special there.
Yeah, Bert coming into ice now too. Spellzap with the money to buy the cube.
And the Masa.
Yep, time to buy a Masa. Coral +6 is pretty good. It's a nice fighter sword, or thief sword, or red mage sword. Coral +6 is pretty good.
Yep. I think Coral is one of the 2 weapons that is sort of the highest attack power for a red mage prior to promotion. Is that correct?
Well, Sun Sword and obviously Masa, but
well,
yeah, Sun Sword's like they're the best sort of thing to get outside of the Masa. But yeah, I think its Ice Sword is next. It gets Sun, then Ice, and then maybe the Coral Dragon family. There's the Rod. Alright, so Fizzle gets an Ice Pick, and Thunder's going for our first Fiend kill. Let's see what these Cat Claws can do on carry. Not a whole lot of...
with the low scaling, I feel like his mages are just going to nuke anyway, right?
We'll see. Yeah.
Yep.
Swing and nuke.
Not even bothering with the tap. Ooh, that
Carrie's making chicken in the volcano.
Back road first turn.
And going with the stun.
Did have a big hit on that nuke, so might have under 300.
And it worked!
It lands.
Alright, so Thunder with the big brain. Yep. Nice little safety adjustment there. So Thunder at 30 minutes 40 seconds lights our first orb. The spell zap's running through ordeals will get his tail. And Fizzle looks like he wants to be in on the orb lighting campaign and is going to maybe go to Earth after
up that rod.
Cleaning up Melmond here. And there's level 5 Bragg.
Yep.
So that's
makes
pretty
a little more accessible.
Yeah, that's an end game for Sea and Sky. And no Earth yet.
Interesting. You think he's heading for Sea?
Yeah, I think he's going to Waterfall and Sea.
Yep.
Yeah. This will give him the information that he does not need to do ordeals, which could be good, could be bad. You know?
Yeah.
He should be able to do this pre-promotion with the, like you said, with the scaling, access to Masa, ribbons. He dug up a white shirt. Like, he should be fine. And Spellsap finds the Phantom Tile. I don't think we saw... If we saw that on... Thunder's side, I missed it. Of course, and we had to have, it was right there, so... Yeah.
Manages to get through it despite one death, but...
Yeah, that's the beauty of the Thief White Mage. Oxyel pick up for Bert. Fizzle heading into the waterfall. Thunder cleaning up his now promoted party's inventories. Getting the gear and the spells that he wants to make his endgame viable. And Bert's gonna find those eyes if he checks the tiles. Spells app didn't check the tiles, just open the boxes.
He's checking.
Right. Yeah, so Bert's gonna get the good news that he found some eyes here in Northwest. As Spells app picks up his tail and gets some dragons.
I wonder how long he'll spend here, though, considering he's got pretty decent levels from the walking grind, relatively low scaling.
Mm-hmm. This might be a situation where you don't stick around necessarily to grind to a certain level, but maybe hang out, dump all the existing spell charges you've got, the Fire 3s, the nukes.
Yeah. And
just clear out your inventory. Eye also gives really good money. So you can see that 5,600 gold per kill. 3 or 4 of those and you got yourself a Masa. And a handful of levels. So it's definitely worth it just to yeah. Even if it's just like 30 seconds to a minute. It's not a bad play at all. Alright. Fizzle on the waterfall spike tile. We're gonna get the news there. What the robot's holding on to. And we know it's going to be a crystal, adamant, or slab.
Picking up a katana for free as well?
To all of those. So it's going to be adamant to slab or crystal, or to TNT, to chime. Like, it's going to be the fetchiest fetch quest to get that vanilla chime out of Lefane.
I was thinking about it the other day, and I was thinking about what could be the worst possible fetch chain, having you travel back and forth across the world.
There's so many bad things, because I think the worst you could have would probably be something that has a lot of back and forth, like you're saying, like slab.
Crown into bottle into slab.
Yeah, bottle into slab is always bad, but like even if it was like bottle into like adamant, and then adamant was slab, and then slab was TNT, and then TNT was the key, and then the key was in the canary lock box was the herb, and the herb was something like that, and then it all culminates in like a dud item. And you're just like, why you do this game? Why you do this to me?
Sounds great.
The likelihood of that happening isn't very high. Like, I'm actually surprised that we have all of these fetches gating the chime.
Indeed.
That's
3 in a row is pretty extreme.
Yeah. Because usually, like, the way the randomizer kind of works is like, this is just stuff that I've heard like Bert say, and where like the longer and like more complicated or more gated a key item is, the less likely it is to be necessary. But that's like when you see flags where there's gear in the pool, where you see like those incentivized opal bracelets or white shirts. Like, if you get a big long fetch chain, it's more likely that that's going to terminate into a piece of gear. But it's not always going to be the case. But talk about like odds and percentages.
Yeah.
All right, so let's check in. Fizzle in the Sea Shrine.
Play.
Bert skating through Earth. Thunder
Heading to
on
Earth.
on his way to Waterfall.
Waterfall.
And Spellzap in the ice cave looking for the rod. And Bert already onto the lich floor. So he's about to join the Orb Club.
Indeed. Shouldn't have any problem with Lich at this point.
Also worth noting that Thunder's about to get a free katana here in the Waterfall. If he I mean, I can't imagine him not opening those boxes unless you open the door and the robot's right there. But Lich fires out an ink. I wonder what that's how he ended up green. His printer toner cartridge blew up in his face. But
taken down pretty quick, though.
Yeah, with these scaling, like, bosses are going to be... They can still be scary, and like we saw with Carrie on Thunder's side, like, can easily one-punch you, but Thunder and I, and a handful of other people did a pickup race with similar flags to this, with the same sort of boss percents, and he had a black mage with a Masa one-shot carry too, so...
Wow.
I mean, granted, the Black Mage rolled, we're playing with the blurst classes, and Black Mage rolled plus 50 strength, so...
That would help quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely helps. Alright, there's the katana pickup for Thunder, and Fizzle's pulling Kraken. And we're dumping everything into hit. We're going to try to do this the old-fashioned way. No Brax for us. And Kraken takes about 2/3 of our health, and... punches out Fade. Yeah, but there's 8 hits, 862. Nuke should do it, and there she goes.
There we go.
So, Fizzle joins the Orb Club as Spellzap gets his rod. So
interesting that every orb lit is now a different orb.
Yeah, good point. I was about to say the same thing. Like, we've got 3 orbs lit, none of which are the same. Fizzle's done with the Honor Continent. Burt Reynolds is done with the Melmon Continent. Thunder has the volcano, but still has to go back and do Ice Cave to get that rod.
It'll be interesting to see when he decides to root that in, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And Bert, he was just in Earth Cave. He's already like 4 floors down to the volcano. Bert is a man on a mission right now. Fizzle gonna go to the not required ordeals to get his not required tail. And it's might be good for him, but at the end of the day, I think when you're 40 minutes in and you're checking an incentivized location and you find a tail, you can't help but feel bleh about it.
Yeah, it's going to be an unfortunate check in some ways.
Yeah.
Not a lot of benefit to him at this point promoting.
Yeah, it's bittersweet to say the least, and Spellzap's gonna forego Reese's best wishes and hope that he go to Sky to get that orb diversity, but instead we're going to go to the volcano. Go do the safe play.
I will admit I unfortunately was not holding out a ton of hope for Sky first from Spellzap.
Spellzap, one of those members of Sky, so...
True.
If he had the chime, I'm sure he would have.
I would have too.
Alright, Bert, a red giant away from pulling carry 1. Thunder.
I will say I learned the value of Sky in the async this week.
Nice. Sky. Don't worry, we'll edit it in post. Sky always betrays me. Like, I want to be on Team Sky because there's like 54 boxes there. It's got to be great. Every time I go there, it betrays me. C, on the other hand, there's always something I want in C Shrine, and I'm always mad about it because I don't want to open boxes in C Shrine.
C is just so big, and running those floors is never a great time.
Blink and you miss it. Bert through carry 1. First runner on stream with 2 orbs lit now. He's going to pick up this Oxyel, so awesome routing here from Bert. Oh no, he's going to go back and poke some eyes. Never mind.
Reese with a premonition in chat about somebody taking a Warmech hit. We'll see what happens. I hope so.
Yeah, the dreaded, you open all the boxes in Sky just to lose all that progress to Warmech at the top of the mountain. Alright, Thunder looking for orb number 2 with Kraken. Fizzle, congratulations, bud, you found a rat tail.
Bert taking a bit more grind, it looks like.
Yeah, he promised us level 50. Let's see if he goes. Probably not. We'll probably, this probably doesn't feel as fast as he wants it to be, as Spellzap lights his first orb, and down goes carry 1. Level 21 across the board for Spellzap, and I think that's right about where Bert's levels are, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, Spellzap. Coming in doing some more shopping. Getting that proximity routing. So, didn't come to Elfland as soon as he promoted, instead waited until he was going to be naturally in the Elfland area anyway. Time to get a Power Gauntlet.
Power Gauntlet and Nuke for the Ninja.
And Fizzle running through the desert for his life, lost Nuke along the way. It's just hit and fade time. Here comes Thunder's Kraken 1 fight. What are we doing?
Spellzap having a little trouble deciding exactly what he wanted to drop for that power bonk. Ends up losing the Zeus Gauntlet.
Yeah. Alright. Thunder in a little precarious situation. We're throwing out white shirts. And 7 hits, 398. There's a nuke coming. We know this Kraken has about 1,000 HP, so that's about half the HP right there gone.
Should probably be okay. Depends on resist, I suppose. There's the crits he needs.
Alright, so Thunder lights his second orb as Bert is coming for Sea Shrine. So Bert establishing a pretty strong, I wouldn't say lead, because these things are all very sort of wibbly-wobbly until we get into Topher. And you can see the wibbly-wobbly nature of Thunder's airship as he's trying to figure out where he wants to go.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see if Bert decides to head to Ordeals at some point, because that could make a big difference in his relative position.
Bert needs the chime. We know the chime will be at the end of a very long fetch chain. That he has to go into the waterfall to begin with the adamant. So shopping for Fizzle. Spellzap checking out White Magic level 7. Gonna get Ruse. A+ spell.
Very worth it with a two-man strat here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need all the safety you can get.
Level 8, nothing special.
Yep, not gonna pick up the single target invis. But he's coming to Waterfall and Sea Shrine too. Alright. Bert already onto the Sharknado floor. Like Bert, I feel like Bert's got his blinders on and he's just trucking right now. Like
there's nothing he needs really. I'd say he's got plenty of money from the eye grinds. He's got plenty of gear.
Mm-hmm. He just needs to keep those blinders on, do that proximity routing, have that funnel him into the waterfall, and let that start his adventure to get that chime.
Yeah, for me, I will say it would be tough for me to see probably as a new runner when I pick up that item in Waterfall, whether that really means I can skip ordeals.
Yeah, and he can't know that. Like, I mean, because Bert still needs the tail. And, well, he doesn't need the tail, but like needs to know where the tail is, because those are the unknown variables for him. Where's the tail? Where's the chime?
So I guess then the question is, do you pursue the fetch quest before you're going to ordeals? Considering you're already up here up north, it seems like proximity routing would say you want to go to ordeals.
Yeah, it's I think the answer to that question is going to vary runner to runner and seed to seed. Like sometimes you just go with what you're feeling, and I can see. I feel like I would check the adamant just because we already have airship. Adamant's a really easy check to check, and you know, like there's not much risk where like ordeals is a risk. There's 3 guaranteed spike tiles. Any one of those things could have something nasty on it, and we don't necessarily need to go through that if the adamant is immediately our thing. Now, like when the adamant turns into something else, that's when you start I start second guessing, like, oh crap, I probably should have gone to ordeals.
Does look like we are about to find out. Thunder checking adamant.
Oh man, that crystal's gonna turn into the TNT or the slab.
I'm sure the slab the TNT.
Yeah, but then the TNT is gonna turn into the slab.
Yep.
And then we're gonna get vanilla chime. So these dwarven craftsmen were working hard. There it is. All right, so passive aggressive dwarves. The toy is holding on to the goods. Fizzle charging up the hooray dwarf. Gets a crystal. Fine, I'll go back. Alright. Fetch Quest 2020 continues.
The biggest and the best of the fetches.
Level 7 Fade and Onrak. That was Red Wizard learnable in the top slot, so...
Fizzle taking that moment to stop by Corneria, pick up his night spells and a little bit of gear, looks like.
Yep. Another great use of proximity routing. All our runners converging here. Like, the biggest advantage here that Bert has is that he's done Earth. He doesn't have this fetch quest completed. And provided that he doesn't go to ordeals, he could be in a really good spot here. Because now Thunder's going to go to Earth. And I think this is where we're going to get our first indication of, quote-unquote, who's ahead, who's behind. When all of our runners have finished doing all the same checks, we'll have a clearer picture.
Yeah, Thunder seems like he's doing pretty good overall here. He's getting a lot of things done. But it will depend, I think, on Bert deciding to check ordeals in some ways.
Yeah, this will... If Bert is going to... I won't say win, because like we don't... Topher's the great equalizer. We don't know what's going to happen. But if Bert's going to win the foot race to Topher and be our first runner to get into Topher, he's got to skip ordeals.
Yes, I agree.
Because Thunder's already catching up here. And Spellzap already on the... getting past the Sharknado floor. Like, Spellzap even angling for the cheeky thief white mage upset. If you can call any win by Spellzap an upset.
I would call any win by Spellzap just an achievement. I wouldn't even go there. Couldn't play.
It's an achievement for the runners against Spellzap. Congratulations, you raced against Spellzap.
You got beaten by the best.
Yeah.
Or at least one of them.
Yeah. There's so many good runners in this community, and you start looking for similarities, and Spellzap and CC, Zenobian, and I know there's others. I know Falconic was, but the keyboard players, the keyboard versus the controller. Have you ever tried playing this game with a keyboard?
I have not yet. I will admit, I was watching Crabcake's stream just the other day, and we were talking about that. And when I learned that Crabcakes played on a keyboard, it definitely made me want to give it a try at least.
Blew my mind. I know Sir Lancelot's done it in organized races, and here we go. Simultaneous fiend fights here. We got Kraken and Lich left side. Bert chasing the right fetch quest. Gets his slab. Now I think you do the slab, and then if slab's tail, you just are really sad, and you go to ordeals, but he's going to get the good news that slab is in fact chime, and he doesn't need to go to ordeals.
Ninja swinging for about 300. White mage.
Down goes Zoe. We need turn order here.
Yeah, Spellzap only did one turn of invis there, but manages to live through.
Yep. That
Thunder
luck, though.
heading to get that chime.
And Fizzle running through the bottom of Earth here, so it's gonna be super close, man. Vorpal +6 purchase from Bert makes me think that he's anticipating a tail. Interesting. And that he'll go to ordeals even if he doesn't need to.
Could. We'll see. Where's he heading now?
Alright, Spellzap going to start his chain. And Fizzle pops a Pop-Tart, and Spellzap charges the Hooray Dwarf 3 times.
Hooray.
Hooray Dwarf, best dwarf. Alright. Thunder going to be our first runner to hit key item go mode.
Bert taking down some steak.
Always good free XP. As Fizzle also gets a mistake for his troubles. Fizzle going with the name appropriate microwave strats. They're throwing nukes at it, trying to make that steak fizzle.
Got that chime.
He's the Lord of Doing. And there's Spellzap one more Hooray Dwarf, just in case you missed the first 3. Alright, so we are now converging. Bert is in key item go mode. So looks like Thunder's 2 Mirage floors ahead of Bert and Fizzle.
Bert maybe 45 seconds ahead of Fizzle at this point.
Yeah, this is going to be a tight race. We're going to see like all of our runners finish within 5, like not even 5 minutes, like probably 2.5 minutes of each other, maybe.
Yep, and it's all going to come down to Topher.
Yeah, because everybody's party's a little bit different. We've got Bert rocking the Thief Fighter double red, Thunder doing the 2-man Thief red mage. And I don't know if that's by design or not. I don't know if we just lost the black mage along the way. Fizzle running his standard 3-man, the fighter red black.
taking down those manticores. Good XP there. Get a couple more levels, maybe.
Yeah, Sky is always a good place to take fights as you go. If you know you can get them down in like one round. Manticores with Dazzle, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if this is worth the time to get the experience out of it. And it's draining the very small pool of nuke resources that we have. So I think we just take the fights that we're forced to take with the unrunnables. Alright, Bridge of Destiny.
Coming up.
Burt Reynolds the first to hit the bridge, so that Manicore fight was long enough for Burt to kind of run past Thunder here.
They are on different encounters, so we'll see what happens here.
Alright, and pulling Tiamat. We're gonna white shirt, we're gonna fight, we're gonna fast, and we're gonna temper. Gonna activate that Masa -1.
Thunder going with Power Bonk and a white shirt for his turns.
Spellzap entering the Lich floor, looking to light his third orb.
Looks like Tia's being pretty nice anyway, so it looks like they've got the time to do what they need.
And there's Bert's fourth orb. So any lead that existed before for anyone is almost all but gone. Like we're all, depending on what sort of like bookkeeping we need to do before Topher, this is going to be interesting to see because it looks like Bert's not going straight for Topher.
So Bert looked like he hit that fourth orb at about 56:30, Thunder at about 56:40. So just 10 seconds of difference between those two.
And Bert wants more eyes. So not confident in his levels. He was leveled like 25 on the 3 primary light warriors, and the thief was only level 20. Might be
still about 50 HP off of surviving nuke for those red mages. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I would take this grind all that way. Is this going to be slow with 4 party members up?
Indeed it will. Fizzle looks like he lost that black mage at some point, unfortunately.
That was like on the first few floors of Mirage. I think the vampires took care of it for him.
I missed that.
Alright, Spellzap's going to grab his slab and be on his way too, so Fizzle 5803 pulls Tiamat, and we're going to fast that Masa with a power bonk.
Should take care of this pretty quick. Second power bonk.
Yep, and a nuke. Nice roll there. 384 from nuke is pretty good. And followed up with a 10-hit 1165 Masa swing. That'll be all she wrote for Fizzle's Tiamat. And Thunder at 58 and some change, burning some houses. 5838 hits Topher. Here comes the bookkeeping, the administrative work, if you will. Burt Reynolds getting all his paperwork together to go into Topher. Of note, going to be our only runner to go into Topher unpromoted.
Did manage to skip that ordeals. Everybody heading into Provoca, it looks like. Gotta pick up that gold bracelets, right?
Oh yeah. Especially Bert's party.
Yeah.
Which may explain the impromptu eye grind. Like maybe he needed a little bit more money to pick up those gold bracelets. But...
Well, he only picked up 2 and could probably afford a third if he sold 1 or 2 items.
Okay. That's what I was looking at. I don't know how many. If he was going for 3, like he was going to be pretty close.
Yeah. He could probably have made it if he sold off a couple things that he didn't need, but would have taken a little extra time and maybe not worth it.
All right, at 59 and like 36, it's like basically a minute behind. Fizzle comes into Topher as Gurmaduces with Toxic are going to make us happy that we found ribbons for sale.
Bert deciding to do just a little more shopping, grabbing a couple extra white shirts.
Yeah, being prepared is important. So.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty safe configuration for him, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is the fact that we're not promoted, and we may not have the white mage firepower that we want to have on those red mages, so...
Yeah.
Thunder
about to pull Lich 2 here.
Fizzle coming
with fast temper.
So Fizzle and Bert basically came in at the same time here at the 1 hour, like 40-ish seconds. So Fizzle took a reset. But Lich 2...
I didn't quite catch what happened with Fizzle there. Lich 2 down.
Question from chat from Groggy Dog. Why can't you guillotine the bats in Temple of Fiends? Well, an NPC guillotine only allows you to guillotine enemies that have 1 line of dialogue, or NPCs that have 1 line of dialogue, and the bats' dialogue changes from key to talking about how they were the Sky Warriors once you light all the 4 orbs. Your FF1 lore.
Wouldn't want to guillotine those priorly dead Sky Warriors. A little disrespectful, unfortunately.
And Bert is not wanting to deal with these unrunnable Frosties. Spells out checking free boxes, doing the greed checks. And Bert stuck in his own little time loop here, trying to get these unrunnable Frosties out of his encounter table. As Thunder hits carry 2 and Fizzle is coming through the rock plate. I'm sorry, the loot plate. Getting my plates mixed up.
Carry 2, dropping a nuke. Looks like that might be as far as Thunder could make it here. He might survive, but I don't know if he can do the last 3 with just that red mage.
He's got life. I don't know if he's got enough charges here. He's got level 4 life.
He can go 1 time. Or maybe he's gonna
rip
do
heal pots.
Well, he can afford that loss.
But not if this happens again. Alright, on and through, and there's the unrunnable Frosties for Fizzle again.
Decides to take it this time.
And Bert makes it past Fizzle, routing out those unrunnable Frosties.
Spell zap on the bridge. Looks like he will probably avoid a war mech fight, though.
Yeah. Alright. Bert about to pull Lich 2. Thunder about to pull Kraken 2.
Decides to use the life charges to bring back his other 2.
Kraken, the scariest boss in Topher for me. Tiamat, also spooky, but not usually as spooky for me.
Yeah, Kraken just has a tendency to do a lot of punch damage, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you get a spell-happy Kraken, that's a good day. But Kraken with a touch effect is not good. Granted, this is just stun touch today. It's not death touch.
Survivable, at least. Bert making it through without ever seeing that nuke from Carry 2.
And Fizzle shows his nukes to Lich 2. What? Thunder able to get through.
Kraken 2 ends up getting taken down by a swing from one of those Cat Claw plus 7s.
Putting in work.
55 damage, I think it was.
Alright, Tia 2. We're going to open up with a white shirt. We're going to open up with a white shirt. And 3 white shirts.
Plenty of white shirts.
So that's going to... Each one of those is going to increase evasion by 40 points.
Which is very useful reaching towards that 240 evasion cap, but will not help against that nuclear.
No. Can't evade that. And Bert already on the Kraken too, so Bert already on Thunder's heels. And Spellzap into tow for 1 hour, 5 minutes, 25 seconds. We got ourselves a race, ladies and gentlemen.
Incredible. Still anybody's game.
Mm-hmm. Bert,
Thunder back
Kraken
down
too.
to 2 men.
And Bert's coming for him.
Right on its tail.
It's ironic because Bert never got the tail. And down to his last 8 HP, here comes turn order. Fire 3 cooks Thunder's bird. And Thunder went from first to playing catch up.
Well, if it can happen to him, it can probably happen to anyone else, so we'll see what happens.
That's a big rip for Thunder. Let's see.
Fizzle loses his Black Mage, unfortunately.
Well, that's what we got life for. Yeah, that's what we got life for. But we'll probably wait until right before T to do it, just in case we hit trash mobs to bring it down again. No, we're just going to 2-man it.
Thunder heading back into the Lich floor.
Alright, and Fizzle pulled ahead of Bert there. So neck and neck for Bert and Fizzle. And Spellzap getting slowed down by these Frosties.
Unrunnable. With sleep.
Alright, Fizzle through. So Fizzle going to be our first runner on stream to pull Chaos.
Bert having a little bit of trouble with that Tia 2.
Alright, we're going to fast, we're going to bonk. Fast comes out, power bonk comes out, good turn order there. Chaos opens up with a lightning 2. That's good news. Here comes a temper and a bonk. Chaos shows his hand early with Cure 4. And we're going to keep tempering and bonking. We're going to see what Chaos's third spell is, and it's Fire 3. Another temper, and now we're going to start fighting. Good turn order there. Temper comes out before the swing. 8 hits, 1098. That's got to be close. We're going to
short work here.
Swing again. Heal 3 just to keep us up. Another swing here. 7 hits, 1309. Lord Fizzlebeef takes down Chaos with an official FFR bot time. Or I'm sorry, race time GG of 1 hour, 8 minutes, 17 seconds. So get those GGs in chat for Lord Fizzlebeef. That is good enough for third place in the race. Sir Linkalot came in first with an hour, 1:07:35 seconds. And Rubes 000, 1 hour, 8 minutes, 13 seconds for second place. So a difference of 4 seconds between second and third place. Rubes, GG's, buddy.
Very impressive.
And the vampires just want to hound down Bert and be like, hey, have you read this book? It's about me. And with that, Bert has withdrawn from the race, and
yeah, that's an unfortunate circumstance there.
Yeah,
had a lot of trouble with that Tia.
Off stream, DBS comes in fourth place with a 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 4 seconds. So, GG's to all our off stream runners, and we're gonna see if we can get Fizzle and Bert in here to come and talk to us.
Awesome.
Spell Zap. Oh, we're joined by a Lord Fizzlebeef. You kind of snuck in the back door, buddy.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations.
I did the thing.
Fizzle, you're muted. Alright.
Am I?
Spell Zap running.
I can hear you. I don't know what he's talking about.
What? Oh, that's weird. I can't hear Lord Fizzlebeef.
Well, great run, Fizzle. I was highly impressed. What did you think of that Topher?
There was some stuff. Looking back at it, the one thing that, like, made me kind of sit up at attention was the, turn 1 nuke at a carry 2.
Yeah. Yeah, there was quite a few runners who had some issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Thunder have trouble with that. Bert skated right past, didn't see the nuke. Also, I can hear you now, obviously.
Yeah.
I figured it out. The FFRIT guy. GG's Fizzle.
Yeah.
So, talk us through your early game with the what was your plan of attack for these flags?
So, looking through, the two big things that I thought were pretty neat that kind of opposed each other, there's no loose, like everything's accounted for in incentive locations, and elite gear in shops. Yeah. So, I'm incentivized to open no boxes, but if I open no boxes, I'll never afford anything.
Right.
So it was kind of the which boxes do I want to try to open to hope that there's things in them, but also never open more than, like, I don't know, 60 tops.
Yeah, it's definitely a fine line to walk.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel in opening 2 of the first, like, 20 boxes and finding 2 ribbons?
Shocked.
I
mean, they were for sale later, but, like, still.
Yeah. I did feel the need to just sort of reiterate to chat that these are not randomized treasures. As Thunder gets through Kraken 2 once again, and Spell Zap hits that vampire pack that spelled doom for Bert.
Manages to run, though. Heading into Tia 2.
So, Fizzle, you talked about the elite gear in the shops, no loose items. So what was talk about your wish list for what items you were looking for to finish this game? Like, what did you need? What were your win conditions?
Number 1, ribbons. If I could, yeah, sure, I opened 2 of them, but I was looking for, like, the 60k gold box at the time. Not necessarily ribbons, but hey, free ribbons, free ribbon. But ribbon is always top of the list when elite gear is on. Number 2, Meza.
Yeah.
I started to get real concerned, and then I remembered that I forgot to check the Crescent Lake weapon shop, and breathed a sigh of relief, because if the Meza wasn't there, I was going to be memeing it up with Cat Claw plus 7s.
We did see Bert buy. Bert bought 4 of them.
Yep, that was Thunder, actually.
I'm sorry, yeah, you're right, Thunder. I was looking at Thunder's screen.
I think.
Well, he's on Solo Ninja here, and we're in a white shirt. And we know that Chaos wasn't punch happy, but it's going to be a whole lot of bonks to get that Cat Claw plus 7 activated. And there's a punch from Chaos, so another one.
Oof.
And we're gonna keep the white shirts coming. We're winning turn order here, so now
he's got a chance.
We know that chip damage is coming, but if we can get an RNG loop here, and here comes the power box. We're not gonna get it doing item magic, but we might just keep getting lucky. There's the Cure 4, another power bonk, and now we're gonna start swinging. Oh, he's got a katana on that, so 2 hits, 185. I saw that brown damage smoke, not blue damage smoke.
HP is low enough, though, that
yeah.
a couple of spells can spell doom.
Lit 2, making it spooky. Quad X bounces off the resist. Fire 2 leaves us with 9 HP, 4 hits, 297. Another miss, another swing.
Ways to go, I think, though. Oh, 3. That's a big hit and survives.
GG's to Thunder.
Man, he earned that.
Yeah.
He did. That was a hard-fought win.
And Thunder, 6th place with 1 hour 14 seconds, 14 minutes 50 seconds, and Jat with a 1:10:42 seconds, just ahead of Thunder for 5th place. And we got Thunder in the booth. GG's, man.
You could call it that.
That was yeah. I mean, 9 HP on your ninja is pretty.
After the RNG, I got the first stab. I deserved it.
Yeah. Yeah, you were not lucky the first time through.
Yeah. Yeah, it had you wiped, and I think you entered Topher like a minute ahead of Fizzle. And then Fizzle took a couple resets early in Topher, and then like Fizzle's final committed Topher dive, he was like 2 minutes behind you, and Bert came in like another like minute or so behind Fizzle, but like you guys were resetting around the same time, and like Bert started catching up, and Bert killed Kraken 2 while you were still like wrapping up Tia 2 Thunder, and then Fizzle passed Bert at Tia 2, and then Bert caught a pack of vampires that wiped out his solo fighter that was all left after Tia 2. So yeah, so Bert also caught some bad RNG, but I guess made up for it for not seeing the nuke on carry 2. But
Yeah.
GG's all the same, man. And Spells, I was talking
right through that chaos.
My bad.
It's all
I'm
good.
bad. I'm bad commentating.
Congrats
I'll
to
do that.
Spellzap finishing that 2-man at 1:15:49.
I got distracted by a topic. I'm sorry, Spellzap. GG's. See if we get Spellzap in here. Now I feel bad. Shit, I'll talk to our runners.
Well, congratulations to all of you guys. I mean, this is my first time doing this, but this was a very impressive race from all of you, and lots of important things to take note of, and hope that you guys had a pretty good time running it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I don't think there was anything that really like sabotaged me mid-run. I mean, the wizard tile was not nice, but other than that, everything seemed to be fine.
Other than my bad luck Topher first dive, it really wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the scaling makes most of the overworld a fairly tame place, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was annoying that there was literally no good spaced out run on the encounter table unless you got like 6 runs deep.
I need the thief to run away.
I don't know if Thunder could hear Fizzle talking.
I can, yes.
Oh, I don't know if Fizzle could hear Thunder talking.
I cannot hear Thunder talking.
Okay.
Interesting bugs in Discord tonight.
Thanks, Discord.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
But Thunder, I do agree that I didn't see basically anybody making too significant of use of any encounter manipulation due to that fairly punishing encounter.
What I was doing was taking, because it was after the 4th encounter you'd get a really long run, so I'd go hard reset, and then after the really big run after the 4th encounter, I would hard reset again. But I would just basically take the first 5 encounters almost every time, because after that it was even more garbage.
I thought that long run was like a lot farther in the table. Otherwise, I probably would have hunted harder for it.
I do want to give a shout out to Chanigan, new duckling to the pond. Just finished in 8th place with a 1 hour 18 minutes 36 seconds. GG's to Chanigan. That's a awesome time for a new runner. So get those GG's out there for Chanigan.
Yeah, congrats. That's a fantastic time. I don't know that I could have done that.
But yeah. So I guess we still have a couple runners going off stream. So Jay Scheidel, Freiteeth still going. If you guys want to go check out their runs, and we can start wrapping it up here. I guess we'll start with Lord Fizzlebeef, our first place finisher on stream. Final thoughts, Lord Fizzlebeef?
meme strats are great, but always double check to make sure that there's a real strat, just in case.
And then Thunder.
Yeah, sometimes, you get punished for taking a ninja.
To be fair, everyone on stream brought a thief.
It's true.
What about 2 of them?
No.
What about half a thief? Because mine was like there for like maybe 20% of the run.
He was there.
He was there in
The party comps were interesting. Spellzap ran the Thief White Mage special.
I figured he was after I saw him not finishing first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shithouse, thank you for doing comms with me. You got any final thoughts, man?
Just appreciate the chance to be here and appreciate the support from you, and just had a great time. Thanks a lot.
So I'm happy to have you. If you're out there, you're watching, you're listening to us, you want to be a part of the action, you want to be maybe racing the game, you can come join the Discord. You can find the link at FinalFantasyRandomizer.com that has a link to the Discord page where you can join our wonderful community and you can get involved with the Duckling Boot Camp, the Duckling Derby that's coming up, and be a part of these races. If you're a little apprehensive about racing in these sorts of environments, you want to play the game more casually, we have a good subsection of the community that's dedicated to that and just like to play goofy flags and do fun things with the game and just enjoy it casually. And if you want to be involved with our broadcast, we can also use all the volunteer support you guys are willing to offer. So FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, there's the link. We got the Duck Boot Camp going on right now. This is week 2 flags. We'll have 8 weeks of the boot camp, followed by 4 weeks of the Duck Derby, where we'll crown our new Duckling Supreme. So
Can't wait.
it's going to be a lot of fun. It's my favorite time of the year for the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. And I want to give a special thanks to Danny for doing the tracking, along with Deadpulse, another Duckling doing race crew stuff with us. So that's awesome. Always happy to see new faces on the broadcast team. So thank you guys so much for doing the track. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for doing the thing. And we'll see you guys next time.
Just one last thing. Do remember that week 3 of the boot camp will be Sunday at 10 p.m. EST. And thanks, Danny, for reminding us.
Look at so I was like, look at Shadow's coming through with the knowledge. Danny with her thumb on the scale. Yep.
Danny working us behind the scenes. She's great.
Week 3 boot camp, 10 p.m. Eastern. You can catch that on RPG Limit Break or catch the VODs on YouTube. Dan Wu and Danny have done a great job making sure all our races and streams get over to YouTube for everybody out there to watch, and it's awesome. So thank you again to everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a great one.